Okay, so just a heads up, this video will contain spoilers for the current season of The Walking Dead. If you are not caught up with the show and you intend on catching up or anything of that sort, this is not the video for you. Last time, this video will have spoilers. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, we know that the main series is ending once it hits episode 24, which is next week, and it's kind of messing with me because it's like I don't want the series to end, because when the series end, the cast won't be together anymore. Like, the characters that we grew up on from like the beginning of the series, or we can't even say the beginning because a lot of them died, but like the main cast, Daryl, Carol, Maggie, like those characters, they're not going to be together. Because I believe it was confirmed that we're going to be getting a spin-off with Daryl and Carol, so we know that no matter what happens in episode 24, that they're not dying. I also believe they said we were going to be getting a spin-off with Negan and Maggie, and honestly, that's the one I'm most hyped for. Like, that's the one I really want to see, because I heard that something happens either in episode 24, which is coming out next week, or in the beginning of that spin-off series, which pushes Negan over the edge from what the website said. I'll see if I can find it. But they said that something pushes him over the edge and he comes back like much more vicious than he was when he was first introduced to the series. I think it was season 9. It might have been the end of season 8 when he was first introduced, but I think it was season 9. And I'm just like, I'm all for it, because when I saw Negan, I was like, "Yo, this is my character." Now, my favorite character the in the television series is Shane. Shane was my boy, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand where Shane was coming from. Like, for me, like, the only problem with Shane was that he was forcefully trying to like force himself onto Lori when Rick came back, and that was like, for me, that was really the only bad thing he did. But outside of that, Shane was right in every other category in the show. So I feel like for me, like, Shane dying was like a really big loss. Like, a lot of people just didn't like him, but he was really speaking facts, and he wasn't afraid to like cross that line to make sure everyone else was safe. Like, even with the whole Otis thing, like, I feel like Shane was right. If someone's got to die, it should be Otis, because Otis was the one who shot Carl. Yes, it was by accident, but it's like, Shane's like, it's either you or me, and it ain't gonna be me, bro. You gotta make amends. Pop them in the kneecap and was out. So Shane is my character, but I'm getting off subject, right? Supposed to be talking about season 11, episode 23. So actually, no, let's take it a couple episodes back. A couple episodes back, when they were introducing the walkers, having some recollective memory of like certain motor functions and stuff, like climbing and stuff like that. Like, I grew up on the game. I played the game first, and then I got into the show. And the game I'm talking about is the Telltale series. So I might as well say this now. My name is Lee Ragnarok Everett, but I just go by Lee Everett, and I was named after the character of the game. Now, if you guys don't believe me, then it is what it is. But the only way for me to prove it is to show my ID, and I'm not doing that. So I played the Telltale game series. I played season 1 particularly 15 times. Like, I love it. Like I love I love the game. Like, I really do. I love all the games, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. I played the Michonne DLC once. I didn't really care too much for. I just wanted to focus on Lee and Clementine. So the Telltale series is my favorite thing ever in the world to me. And The Walking Dead itself is like the number one thing that really like brings me happiness. Like, it's the one thing I can say without a shadow of a doubt that truly makes me happy. And the fact that next week is the last episode is really, really messing with me. Now, I know a lot of people were like, The show should have ended at season, 6. The show's been on for too long, yada yada. I'm like, if you're a zombie fan, The Walking Dead is like, there's nothing wrong with it besides like some of your favorite characters dying, like when Beth died. I was like, bro, like what the hell? And then it's like we get to, I keep jumping around. See, I have a hard time keeping a good train of thought. I need to get back to what I was on. So yes, the walker motor functions, climbing, picking up objects and stuff, opening doors. I never knew about that because I believe some people said it was in the comics, but I don't have access to the comics. Like, as far as my Walking Dead knowledge goes, it goes based off of the television and the video game. I've seen all of the shows for The Walking Dead, besides The Talking Dead, which is what they used to play at the end of the Walking Dead episodes, but now they don't because we're getting towards the end of the season or whatever, or end of the series, not season, end of the series. So my knowledge is strictly video game based and television based. But I do know that there are a lot of things the show did differently from the comics, like how Lori died and how Judith was supposed to die as a baby and stuff. And I'm glad they didn't follow the comic like page for page. Like, I'm glad they didn't. We know that Morgan dies in the comics, but in the show he switches over to Fear the Walking Dead. The same thing for Dwight. He switches over to Fear the Walking Dead. All that good stuff. But what really had me interested, actually, no, I'm gonna save that. I think the biggest thing that happened last episode was when Judith ran out to push Maggie out the way and she got shot. I was sitting there like, what? I was tight, yo. I was like, yo. If they kill Judith, I'm done. I will not finish the series. Because the way the camera paneled at her, they made it seem as if the bullet hit her in the head or something. Like, she went like this, and then went back. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, and I held that face, and I was just staring at the screen. I'm like, yo, they did not just kill off Judith, bro. They did not just kill off Judith, bro. I'm sitting here, and then, it panels back in, and then everyone's like realizing Judith got shot. So they're like, man, they're like, forget running away, we gonna kill these motherfuckers. They start spraying it all up and everything, and then they get out, and now Daryl's carrying Judith outside, and then that's when they all, or everyone who was paying attention finds out that the walkers can climb. And I thought it was hilarious how Negan was just looking, and then the walker climbed up, and he was like, what the... And I was like, okay, so what type of threat do these walkers pose now? Because we know that when Lydia... For a second, cause I'm glad I just caught this. I thought they killed off Lydia too. I thought they did, because she got bit, and I was sitting there and I was like, there's no way they're gonna start picking characters off now, because she got bit in a dumb way. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense because she was walking with her friends in the horde covered in walker guts, which was first introduced in season 1 of the Telltale's Walking Dead game. If you haven't played it yet, go play it. It's a very good game. Very good game. Strongly recommend it. But yeah, they were covering themselves in walker guts, and for those who don't know, when you do that, you become, like, you blend in with the horde, so you can walk through, without being detected or whatever. But when she was holding on to, I think his name is Elijah, I'm not sure, holding on to her boyfriend, to keep him from being pulled away, because the horde was, like, brushed up against the RV thing they were in, and her sleeve, her coat that had the walker guts on it, got pulled up, and then a random walker came by, bit it, and then took off. And I was like, I thought that was kind of dumb, if we're really being honest, but it kind of, like, that was a 50-50 thing for me, because she was making noise, and I think that was what really got the walker's attention. But however, they pulled her in the RV, they chopped her arm off, And I was just like, please don't let her die, bro. Like, please don't let these last 2 episodes be the reason why a lot of people start dying. Please don't. Right? So, now Lydia's sitting in the RV with another character. I don't want to spoil it too much for those of you who might want to. Like, I'm trying my best here, but it's like I really. Yeah, but now she's in the RV with someone else, and I don't think they're getting out of there anytime soon because the walkers know they're in there. Like, the walkers know they're in that RV. And now it's just a plethora of things going on. I'm glad that my boy Eugene is alive. I've been rooting for Eugene for a long time. I was like, Eugene was one of those characters where I wasn't too sure I was gonna like, but I really started to like Eugene when he joined up with Negan, and I was like, it's about time because, like, you can say whatever you want, but the group Eugene was with before, and I'm not talking about Abraham and Sasha, I'm talking about like once he joined up with Rick and them, they were low key using them. Like, Eugene really didn't have much respect in that group. People were cool with him, but I felt like he didn't have the respect he deserved while with them. So when he got with with Negan, I was like, yeah, yeah, Eugene, yeah. And then from then, like, I've just been a Eugene fan. Like, Eugene's been my boy. So when he finally got a valid girlfriend, and I was like, yes, Eugene, yes, Eugene, let's go, bro. He deserved it, bro. But then it was like when he found out that the first girl who pretended to be um his girlfriend, it really wasn't, and he had to find out like the hard way. That bothered me. Like, not in like the idea was bad, but it's just like I really was sitting here and I was like, yo, can Eugene get a break, bro? Just get him a valid girlfriend and just let him rock, bro. And then we had I think it was episode 22 where they made it seem as if they were going to kill him, and I honestly at that point I was like, yo, if y'all kill Eugene, I'm not finishing the rest of the series. I'm not. Like Eugene became a character that I really cared for. I was like, if y'all kill Eugene, I'm done. I am done with the show. And don't get me wrong, like, my top 3 favorites, not in order of course. I like Shane. Actually, yeah, in order. Shane will always be my number 1 character in the television series part. If we're talking about in the Walking Dead universe altogether, it's clearly Lee Everett. Like, I'm named after him. My name's Lee Ragnar Everett. So Lee is my favorite character in the entire Walking Dead universe. And in the entire Walking Dead universe, Clementine will be second. Now, talking about television, it's Shane, Negan, and Daryl. Those are my top 3. Rick is a good character, but I just like Shane more, man. Shane was, like, if Shane would have been alive, so many deaths could have been prevented. Like, the governor wouldn't have caused as many bodies as he would have. Negan, if Shane was alive, bro, Glenn would be alive. Glenn, Abraham, like, I like Negan, but against Shane, nah. Shane wins that, hands down, not even up for debate. Like, but if we're talking about Negan now, who has a wife and child on the way, that can go either way, but I digress. Those are my top 3 from the show. Those are my top 2 characters from the game. Now, let's progress this further. The walkers learning how to climb. Where did that come from? Like, that never made sense to me. Like, when they were talking about it, when Lydia and Elijah and the others were fighting inside that little, like, settlement thing, and the walker climbed over well, it didn't show the walker climbing over the gate, but, like, in the trailer for that episode, it showed the walker hand going up above the gate, and then in the episode, it shows the walker climbing up the ladder, and then he picks up a rock, and then I was like, but didn't that happen in the beginning of the series when Rick and Daryl and T-Dog was in the, like, clothing store thing? Didn't the walker pick up a rock and throw it at the glass, and then everyone was like, oh, well, that was just a director's cut mistake or something. The walker wasn't supposed to do that, but now the walkers are doing that now, so it's like, is it because the walkers have been around so long that they're starting to mutate, or what? So, for those of you who are Walking Dead fans and have not seen The Walking Dead, I think it's like World Beyond or Two Worlds Beyond. I think it's World Beyond. I'm not too sure because it's been a while since I've seen it. If you have not seen that, go watch it. I'm about to say a spoiler for that series. So you can skip ahead a little bit or just cut off the video. But I'm about to say spoilers for the end of that series. You've been warned, let's go. So at the end of the series, for World Beyond, there is a woman sitting down, and this is in France, I believe. She's sitting down at the computer table, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna just play a clip. I'm gonna play a clip, and I'm gonna let you guys see it for yourself.
Aggraver les choses.
I want to know more about these variant cohorts you referred to in our last communication. We haven't seen anything like that here at all, nothing close. I hope this finds you as well as you can be. I hope you don't lose faith. The day will come when we are going to beat this thing. At least that's what the other Dr. Jenner keeps telling me. Now she knows she's smarter than me. Solidarité. A bientôt.
Crazy, right? And that was the first time I saw a walker do something like walker-like. The zombie walker. I gotta call them walker to stay true to the Walking Dead lore. The walker got up from the computer table and then semi-sprinted. It wasn't full-on running, but semi-sprinted towards the gate thing she was locked in and was aggressively beating down on the door. And I was like, um, why and how? Because that, like, when I saw it, like, I was genuinely, like, it freaked me out. I was like, they're walkers. They're supposed to walk. This chick was full on, like, she recollectedly was like, okay, I remember who shot me in the direction that person went. She got up, sprinted, semi-sprinted to the gate, and just started beating down on her. And I'm just like, dude. And then I read in a couple of website links that Robert Kirkman had wanted to introduce new variants to the Walking Dead universe. And then that's when the actor who plays Morgan was like, he is eager and waiting for those new variants to be introduced to Fear the Walking Dead. So I'm just like, to me that kind of bothered me at first, because I was like, walkers are supposed to walk. They're supposed to be stupid and slow. And they're only dangerous when they're in numbers and when you're caught off guard. Adding new variants, to me, at that time, I felt like it was going to take away from walkers being walkers. It wouldn't be the Walking Dead anymore. If these things are able to semi-sprint, they have some recollective intelligence, like climbing up stuff, and how some of them can pick up objects. Because even when Lydia and her team was walking in the horde, she dropped her knife. Then a walker fell down, picked up the knife, and then went back into walking with the horde. So I'm just like, that makes things very dangerous now. And now that we know that episode 24 is the last episode for the entire series, the main series, it leads me to wonder, is that episode going to be extremely long? Because I feel like it should be, since it's the last episode. It should be a very long episode, an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm not talking about the extra filler stuff they do at the end of the episodes where it's like Walking Dead Insider, preview to the next thing. No, like, I need that last episode to be a long, lengthy, girthy episode. That episode needs to be at least an hour long. No Walking Dead Insider, None of that stuff. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. It needs to be a long episode. Because, if it's not a long episode, I'm gonna be upset. This episode cannot be rushed. Next week's episode cannot be rushed. It can't be rushed. It needs to be a long episode. Because there's so many things that I need answers to. And the way the series is pacing itself, I don't think I'm gonna get those answers. Like I said earlier, Daryl and Carol get their spinoff, but what's gonna happen to Judith and RJ? Are they gonna be in Daryl and Carol's spinoff? Are they gonna die? Because if they die, that's gonna be dark. Even for like the Walking Dead stuff. We know that the real reason why Carl died in the show is because Chandler wanted to pursue college. He didn't want to be on the show anymore. He wanted to pursue college. That was what was going around on the internet. So they killed Carl off in the show. Had it not been for the college thing, we would have had Carl. He would have been there teaching and being around for Judith and RJ. But no, he wanted to pursue college, which I have no problem with, which is why he was taken out of the show. A similar thing with Andrew Lincoln. Andrew wanted to spend time with his family. He's been dedicated to the show for seasons. He was like, I gave you guys a lot of seasons, but now I just want to be with my family. That's why he was taken out from the unnamed series. And I always thought that maybe him and Robert Kirkman were planning something together. He was just going to go away for a little bit and then reappear in the main series. But now we know that's not going to happen because next week is the last episode and there's no sign of Rick and no sign of Michonne. However, I did hear, now there's a rumor, I did hear that they were going to be canceling the 3 movies with Rick and are going to be working on a spin-off series with Michonne and Rick. And I'm like, honestly, I'll take that over the 3 movies. Because the 3 movies means that once those 3 movies end, that's it. Now, if they want to do 3 movies with Rick after the spin-off, or even before it, I'm okay with that too. But I think a spin-off with Michonne and Rick would be good. Because it'll be doing good fan service. Because a lot of people want to see Rick back. After Rick, it just didn't sit right with me. I'm like, Rick is The Walking Dead as far as the television show goes. He is The Walking Dead. Rick is, the show hasn't felt complete without Rick. I mean, yeah, we got our still, stand strong characters. We got Daryl and Carol there and Maggie there. But it's there's a lot of things there that just don't feel right. And even with this Negan and Maggie spinoff, why are they going to be paired up together? A lot of people were speculating that Herschel Jr. might die. And I was like, if they do that, either Maggie's going to off herself or she's going to become like Negan when he first came to the show. And I was like, it doesn't make sense. Why Maggie and Negan are going to be paired up in their own spinoff. And the only thing I could think of is that either Negan's wife gets kidnapped and Herschel Jr. gets kidnapped with the wife, and now Negan and Maggie are going out to look for them, or it's just something completely different where the wife could die carrying Negan's unborn child, and that's what pushes Negan over the edge, and then something similar happens with Maggie and her son dies, and then they just end up pairing up together. But it's there's just so many things. And I'm not even sure what the heck the point of this video was. I just felt like I had to make one because I missed out on a lot of other videos, video opportunities, when Endgame and Infinity War came out and everyone was doing their reactions and stuff. It was it was an event. And it was a global internet event. And I missed that. But I ain't missing this. Because this is The Walking Dead. And it may not mean a lot to everyone else, but it means a lot to me. I went through a lot of stuff growing up, and I found comfort in the Walking Dead universe. The shows brought me pure happiness, and the game definitely brought me pure happiness. I mean, like I said, I'm named after the main character of the game. It really makes me happy. So, I feel like I should at least have this video on my page. Even if no one sees it, I just feel like it should be there for me. I can at least say, okay, I made this video, so I am, it's there. it's there. But outside of that, I would like to see like your guys' theories on how like things will turn out, like for episode 24, what's to come after, like for the other spin-off series. Like I want to, like I will be reading through it. If anyone sees this and they puts their comments down and stuff about their theories, I will be reading it. I will be seeing it. And if you guys want me to, whoever sees this, if you want me to do like a reaction to your comments and add on to your theories or whatever, I'll be down to do that too. So just let me know if anyone sees this. But if there's anything that I could add to The Walking Dead, it's to bring Shane back. I really feel like Shane was such a good character. I feel like he needs to come back. He needs to spin off or like an alternate universe or something like something. We need Shane back. Cause Shane dying was just dumb to me. Like it was dumb. Rick was like, I know why you brought me out here and stuff, and I'm like, I just they dumbed Shane down towards the end of his like departure from the show, and I don't like that. Because Shane isn't stupid. So for me, it's just like, yeah. If I can change anything, I would make Shane come back. Not too fond of Andrea. She was kind of, I just didn't like her character. Her character was a little childish for me. Like this, oh, I can do this attitude, or oh, this, I can do it too. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I can't do. Like it was, like the way she came off was childish to me. Like, cause no one in the show was saying, oh well, because you're a female, you can't do this either. No one was saying that, but that's how she was acting, and I didn't like that. So I'm okay with her being taken off the show. But if I could bring anyone back, like I said before, Shane and Beth, I would bring those two back. Of course, they don't have to have us spin off together because it wouldn't make sense. But if I could bring characters back, it would be those two. Outside of that, I'm looking forward to next week. Next week, I hope it comes quickly because I need to. I promise you, the second it comes on, I'm in there. I'm watching it. I'm eating a crap ton of food. I'm pigging out. I'm ready because I need to see. Cool. I need to see what happens to Judith, what happens to the kids, the community, and since now that we have these new walker variants in the horde with regular walkers, is like how is our team gonna get out of this? How is the team going to get out of this? They brought the horde to the Commonwealth. And we know that when Lydia was fighting one of those variants, that walker showed like some signs of like, I guess you can say blocking or parrying or stopping or whatever when she tried to hit that climber with her staff or whatever. He moved a weird way and then grabbed it and was like, nah, like I'm about to eat. And I was like, huh? So it's, I don't know. I don't know. Ideas, thoughts, comments down below. I want to hear all of it. Just, man. Yo, man. And if you guys want, I'll make another video when the last episode comes out. We could just talk about that. But thank you for watching, even if you didn't watch it all the way through. Like I said, leave your comments down below, your theories. And if you guys want, I'll be doing reactions to those theories as well. Thank you for watching, and